I had this Uncle Tom, who was my dad's best friend, and he married my mother's sister, who was Aunt Chris, and they had crazy cousin Mark, who looks just like me, with the same age, 2 weeks apart, except he's a blonde. He looks just like me, but he's a blonde, right? And cousin Mark lives in a mall in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He stumbles around the mall, smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee, and giving his SSI money to waitresses, right? Oh. Completely out of it. And he was out of it as a kid also. But he and I were the same age, so we played together. It was kooky cousin Mark and me, and my mom and Uncle Tom and Aunt Chris and my mother would play bridge and drink and scream and yell and smoke cigarettes all the time. And so we loved him. My dad had passed away. I'm on just getting on television. My brother calls me, and he says, I've got some bad news. I said, what is it? Uncle Tom is dead. I said, oh, my God. He shot himself on Father's Day. Oh. Right? And he was a famous professor, and he wrote books about Walt Whitman and all this, but he was a big drinker, and I guess he was depressed and all that. He apparently drank an immense amount of vodka. And my brother pauses, and he says, yeah, he shot himself twice and then put the gun down on the dresser and then laid down on the bed and died. I said he shot himself twice, put the gun down on the dresser, and laid down on the bed and died. And he says, yes, and Aunt Chris has flunked the lie detector test twice. Okay? So oh yeah. So some, assistant district attorney figures my Aunt Chris, shot my Uncle Tom and said it was a suicide. But she had worked at the county courthouse or whatever, and we figured she was going to get out of it. And my cousin Mark happened to be home from the halfway house that weekend. Oh. And it was Father's Day, so I'm thinking, it's, any number of people could have blown poor Uncle Tom away. So I say to my mother, they found cousin Mark under the house when the cops came. They looked all over, and my cousin was hiding under the house. So I call my mother up, and I say, Mom, do you think that, what do you think was going on with cousin Mark? He was hiding under the house after Uncle Tom's unfortunate double shot demise. And she says to me, and this is absolutely true, oh, my God, John, remember when Bosco died? This was our dog. I said, yes. And remember what Pepper did? This was another dog. I said, yes, Pepper went under the house. That's what Mark was doing. He was grieving for his father like Pepper did over Bosco. I said, so you're thinking, Mom, that cousin Mark was grieving like Pepper the dachshund for Bosco the boxer. And then I said, now, Mom, Aunt Chris has flunked the lie detector test twice. Oh, my God, John. Everyone keeps telling me that. Do you think that Aunt Chris could have shot Uncle Tom? Well, if she did, he must have deserved it. And that was the end of that conversation. And my aunt got off, but we never did figure. I think my cousin probably shot him.
You think so?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I think.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.